I uncovered a $500 million Ponzi scheme. And by the end of this 3-part series, we will expose offshore money laundering, fraud, and confront the man behind it all.
Wow.
Yeah, I get arrested. And then what? I win because they're dead.
But before we do that, let's start at the beginning. After my Logan Paul investigation, I was bored. And I'd been drinking a little too much.
That's it, Coffee. I'm cutting you off. You've had way too much.
God, look at the production value. Yes.
Why?
However, the truth was, I just needed a new case. I woke up hungover with a text about something called Trader's Domain. I hadn't heard of it. This person told me that a lot of people and celebrities had their money locked up in it, and they were hoping it wasn't all gone. I decided it was the perfect case to get back in the game. It's time to investigate Trader's Domain. All right, back in the $10 million studio, I've got their website pulled up here, and it says they're going to maximize your financial potential and claim that in 3 years, they made returns of
How did he get a real-life robot? It's not a real-life robot, you fucking moron. It's a guy dressed in a robot outfit.
173,000%. According to their website, they do this by being a Forex broker, which is fine. But what's strange is that they're an offshore company, which means technically they can't serve U.S. investors if they wanted to because they're located in St. Vincent, which is unregulated. But if that's the case, how did our friend here even get involved? And what he told me was this, quote, Brandon is who brought me into the fund. These are the sponsors. But of course, that begs the question, who is Brandon Sims and what is a sponsor? Well, we're going to go to the conspiracy board because I can tell it's going to get complicated to see what we're working with. So far, we have an investor going into Trader's Domain through Brandon Sims, but where does the money go? Well, I asked, and what he told me was this. It didn't go offshore at all to Trader's Domain. It went to a company called CCAP Holdings LLC in the United States. We'll add that as well. Now, if that wasn't weird enough, in addition, Brandon wanted to hide what the money was even for that was invested. He's told our investor this, don't put investment in memo, just put services for you.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Good luck.
Now, this is where things get weird because it turns out CCAP Holdings isn't owned by Brandon Sims at all. It's also not owned by Trader's Domain. It's owned by a man named Tin Tran. Now, when you look up who Tin Tran is, he's basically a ghost. There's essentially only one article about him running a weed growing operation, which he was arrested for. So what exactly is going on here? Well, to find out, I got a couple calls with 2 TV celebrities who said they put money in Trader's Domain and lost it as well, and hopefully they can help us figure this out.
My name is Faith Morby, and I lost $950,000 in Trader's Domain.
Hi, my name is Jamil Damji. I invested $1 million into Trader's Domain. I have never taken a withdrawal out, and I've lost all $1 million.
And I wanted to ask how these two got involved with Trader's Domain.
So I come to learn of this opportunity, this investment opportunity at a mastermind in Miami, Florida. I was invited there by Pete Vargas, who is on Grant Cardone's team.
Pete Vargas came to me and said, hey, I've got this thing that I'm making really good money on, and you and Jamil should get involved.
And this is where we meet the individual by the name of Holton Buggs.
They showed me their accounts, and they're like, look at this. We're pulling money in every single month. Look at this, look at this, look at this.
He gets into this incredible story of millions of dollars of profits that he's been able to make in the world of day trading, and shows us some accounts. Some of these accounts had phenomenal, like just mind-bending balances in it. One of them was over $80 million. There was another account that he showed us that had over $650 million. He had said that someone had offered him $650 million to buy his trading bot. Apparently this bot was the, incredible technology that was making these fantastic returns, and the bot never had a losing day.
But he's showing us this software. It's not just screenshots, it's like actual software that I've never seen before. And it's called Trader's Domain.
I make a decision that I would invest initially $500,000. I talk to Holton and his team, and they send me wire instructions. And on those wire instructions, I am implicitly and very specifically told, how to send the wire, who to send the wire to, what to write in the memo.
Now, what I found interesting about this is despite this being a new sponsor, look at who they're sending money to. Once again, CCAP Holdings through Holton Bugs this time. We'll put him on the board as well. From what I can tell online, he's a small-time MLM promoter.
My goal was to share with them how to properly use the Lamborghini.
Look at the purpose of the wire that was sent again. Once again, it says services, not investment, which is exactly what Brandon Sims instructed his.
If you're getting instructions like this and you get scammed and you're rich, like, at least poor people have an excuse to be stupid, okay? But like, what? Come on.
His clients to do as well. And this is where I was confused, because the more people I talked to, the more it felt like everyone kind of had the same story. Take another sponsor I found for Trader's Domain, which I found from our first source once again, Mike Sims. Now, he claims Trader's Domain was his hedge fund.
I've invested in was your hedge fund.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
And it's so crazy. I'm just learning what it is,
Yeah.
only because when you started talking about it, I didn't understand it,
Yeah.
but I trusted it only
Correct.
because I trusted your company and I trusted all the other people that invested, all my
Correct.
friends. And it was like a little fear of loss. Like, y'all not going to get this bread without me.
Right.
So hedge fund,
Yep.
I'm up 60%, which is in, what is it, maybe in 2 months, month and a half,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, how fucking stupid. Like, if you don't know anything about investing, you're up 60% in 2 months. You're the building block of a pyramid, my dude. Like, you're getting scammed. Like, come on. Really?
It's nuts.
And then, like I said, that's one of the quote unquote higher risk strategies.
Right. So it is a higher risk?
It is.
But y'all haven't lost in that long.
We haven't. There are losing days, but no losing months.
Now, this all sounds great. And according to leaked texts from Mike's assistant, we find out that these investment accounts people are putting in look identical to the ones on Trader's Domain. So it doesn't take a genius to figure out Mike Sims is putting some people's money into Trader's Domain, and it looks like he's claiming it's his hedge fund. But how could that be if Holton Bug says it's his trading bots? And still yet another sponsor for Trader's Domain, called Goldbridge, said they were following a master trader. This is Goldbridge.
We've said that our protocol mirrors the results of a master trader. And to this day, we haven't had a red day. This is real stuff. We're not using new capital, to pay off the old investors. Like there's no Ponzi.
Ah, yes. Nothing says it's not a Ponzi scheme like saying, hey guys, this is not a Ponzi scheme. Now, of course, I went ahead and put everyone on the board here, but the more people I talked to, just the more confusing it got. Like, who's running this thing? And what is it? Is Trader's Domain a hedge fund? Is it Forex? Is it a bot?
Remember, okay? Our system of economic organization is called capitalism, okay? One of the best things that capitalism does is it allocates capital effectively to areas where money can grow, where there's a good rate of return. If somebody has truly discovered some bot that beats the market, you are never going to be able to buy in for $1,000 or for $50,000, okay? This is going to be some shit that, like, Delta Force agents from BlackRock are going to be, like, sweeping up to capture. You will never have access to anything that is giving you day after day of even single-digit gains. Never, ever, ever going to happen. It's just, if somebody's offering you this, God, there's like a saying where, like, show me somebody that would buy this and I'll sell you a horse that, like, farts rainbows or something. There's no, like, yeah, you're just never gonna have access to something like this. These types of things are always gonna be scams.
What's going on? Seems like not even the investors knew.
He said like it's a bot that they're using to trade gold.
Very credible Wall Street trader, done this for a long time. An experienced trader who had built a large network, made a lot of money for people that I knew and personally trusted.
It really feels like the more sponsors that I find, the more confusing it's getting. And the details, even when they seem to line up, always slightly varied. For example, if you put in your money with Alex Santi of Centurion Capital, they said they were going to use an expert advisor trading bot, which might sound similar to Algo Capital, another sponsor, who said they were using a trading bot as well, but with a twist.
I thought, basically they described it as a bot that was configured with settings. They had it down where they would win like almost all the time. And there was a master trader overseeing the bots.
So this time there's another master trader involved. I mean, trying to find the truth feels like I'm trying to grab smoke or something. Every time I thought I understood what was going on, I'd hear a new story. I even found one about NFTs. They said they were investing in NFTs, but really the money was just getting siphoned off to Trader's Domain. And part of the reason I'm going through all these examples with you is to show you the absolute insanity of this. Everybody's feeding money into the same place, all under different reasons with different stories. But they did have one thing in common. You see, everybody was making lots of money and getting
Do you like the suspenders plus shirt without tie look? I think it looks cute. It reminds me of like an investigator in like what is like the noir period? Is that like early 1900s or like what is like when we talk about like what time period film noir? Okay, yeah, 40s, 50s. That's kind of what it reminds me of. That's what it looks like.
very rich with Trader's Domain, at least at first.
And I meet dozens of people, all of whom have been in this platform for over a year, all of whom are saying that they pulled out more than their principal. Those people have unbelievable stories of like, yeah, I've made this much money. I've done this much. I've pulled this out. And not just stories, but like, hey, yeah, here's my bank account. I got a wire 2 months ago.
So my brother started with 10 grand. And with that 10 grand, it took him, bro, he's made way over $100,000. But bro, all the way up to like last October, he's been able to cash out. No problem. And he's quadrupled, made so much out of this, made profit.
And this is the reason people were throwing their money into Trader's Domain. They saw their friends and family getting paid out legitimately. But like all good things, that came to an end. Over time, payments started to get delayed and people started noticing something odd.
The only time he noticed that it started slowing down.
No shot this dumb gnome does any actual research. Wait, what? Do you have your notes on the fundamental analysis you did when you reviewed the financial statements of Meta? Can I see those? I know you do some analysis before you pick those stocks. Yeah, okay, Mayo Boy was right there. I don't do any actual research. I saw it go down and I bought.
Down was in October where they started telling you about the 20 days, but it took them more than 20 days.
I think I saw that Facebook was down like 60%. And my thought process was, did Facebook really go down 60%? That sounds like some bullshit. And so I bought a lot of Facebook. That was my that was my expert level analysis. And what can I say? I'm up 60% on the stock, okay? What do you want me to say?
And so what ends up happening is one day we're looking at our phones and all of a sudden we're losing. And we're not just losing a little bit. Our accounts are on drawdown like 50%. And then Pace calls me. He's like, this is where the rug gets pulled out from underneath us, man. I felt like something was wrong, and I feel like this is where the rug's gonna get pulled out from underneath us. It felt like that day I was feeling sick. I'm like, man, damn it, we got scammed. And then all of a sudden, everything magically got erased. And they said, the servers refreshed. We had to refresh the servers. Like that somehow changed all the trades.
They said, no, it's the aggregator, the way the aggregator communicates from the platform to MetaTrader 5. The data gets scrambled and then it gets screwed up for the whole day. And then by the end of the day, I actually made money.
He just changed the trades. He just changed the exit, dollar amount that he took on that trade.
Now, this was alarming. Trades can't change after the fact. Losses don't just magically become profits. That's impossible. And people were confused. Why were their withdrawals getting delayed if they were still making money? And that's when people started to panic withdrawal. They wanted their money out. And this is when things went from bad to worse, because payments stopped coming altogether. And the CFTC issued a red list for Trader's domain for, quote, accepting funds from US customers, which, as we said, is illegal. And a few months later, as I'm investigating this, an official investigation is announced as well. Quote, CFTC charges several people and companies in an $145 million Ponzi scheme. And in that report, they name somebody we know, Tin Tran, the owner of CCAP Holdings. According to this document, Tin Tran, quote, operated a fraudulent scheme from approximately April 2020 to the present. He directly accepted at least $144 million from approximately 913 pool participants. Not only that, we also see another familiar face, Mike Sims, or Michael Shannon Sims, who is also mentioned as one of the promoters. So I guess at this point, you're probably wondering, well, hey, look, I guess they caught him, right? Case closed. And that's what I thought too. But just as I was ready to give this whole case up, I started to hear a different name that changed everything.
Something happened in November or October, and people just stopped getting money back.
Nobody's communicating with us. Nothing's happening. Everybody that's involved keeps telling us that we're ungrateful and that we're asking too many questions. And I told Jamil in like first week of January, I said, we got scammed, man. These guys must be running a Ponzi scheme or something's going on.
I started doing my own research about what the company is, who the owner behind it, team behind it, the audit team behind it. And that's when I find out there's this one guy named Ted who's making all the trades and he's running this Ponzi scheme.
We now learn of this savant that is the man behind Trader's domain. And so this is the first time I ever hear the name Ted Safranco.
And I'm like, who the freak is Ted? Who's Ted?
Coffeezilla. I don't think he's ever dealt with someone my size before. And nobody knows anything about his family because they don't have the resources I have.
It took me weeks to go through all the documents.
Wait, why does this look like his face is like photoshopped onto his body?
Took me weeks to go through all the documents. But eventually, a pattern started to emerge.
It doesn't?
Hi, everyone.
It totally
My name is
does.
Ted. I've been working for many years now, almost 15 years. I wanted to have a lifestyle change. I wanted to get into something different.
I mean, this is sociopathic behavior, right? This is what a real sociopath does.
Give me a break. I'd take a flight to the UK right now and just show up and curb stomp their heads.
Damn.
I win because they're dead.
Oh. Dude, it must cost so much money. Because he has to do like a huge projector here, plus what, like smoke or fog in the air in order to get this to stick? Also, I have no idea what city he's filming in too, jeez. I'm sorry. I just exist to trigger my audience. That's really it.